power lies with the people elected to make the laws. Mm-hmm. These are the people who determine everything that happens. How did we get where we are? In January, the president assented to the IEBC Amendment Laws 2022 that was passed by Parliament very harmoniously. That's where we need to start asking questions. Mm-hmm. Why were these laws passed? How were they passed? We are at a point, the problem we have in our country, and yes, we agree, IEBC is not perfect. IEBC needs reforms. Mm-hmm. And actually, the reforms in IEBC are not at the top. The reforms in IEBC are at the bottom. Because I was on the ballot. I am a candidate who saw people bribing people right in polling centers. In polling centers. So some of these challenges, you know, the problem in Kenya is that we are emotional and we have emotionalized our politics, and we focus on the most emotional position, which is the presidency, which makes us get lost in our tribes and all that stuff. But in real sense, bigger crimes are happening down there and bigger injustices. So IEBC needs reforms, but we need to relook at how we are doing things. There's a law that was passed by Parliament. There's a law that was ascended to by the president. The president is acting as per that law that said 2 nominees from PSC, 2 nominees from Interreligious, 1 nominee from LSK, PSC, and which is the other? There's another one.
Yes, there was LSK, there were the parties therein.
Yeah, political parties. Mm-hmm. There was that conversation. It got there. So unless we legislatively or legally challenge that, I think staying out of the exercise that as of this moment is being done as per the Constitution is playing a fool on ourselves. And that's why sometimes I have a bit of a problem with our political systems. Because I always tell Kenyans, we are very political, yes, and most people are in denial. And that's why they have a problem with those people who come out and speak politics every day. But I wish we could do our politics, but then when it comes to issues of national interest, because most of our political players play it at a personal level. Politicians will politic from their own private interest level. Yeah. Now, when we step out of that as citizens, we need to politic from a development perspective. To do that, we need to depoliticize our minds and then and become a bit of development-oriented. We need to ask ourselves, personally, I believe I elected an MP. Before I shout at the president, before I demonstrate at State House, I'll demonstrate at my MP's office. When this law was being passed, where were you? There was this law. There is the concept of Chapter 10, of Article 10, that talks about public participation. In reality, every law that is passed in Parliament, an MP is supposed to engage the people. They give the MP their views on that. Unfortunately, that's not what happens. So something has happened, and because there's a lot of political ignorance, both constitutional and just political, and that's what affects the thinking of the people. That's why everything is catapulted out of proportion. For me, I have a problem with the position taken by the opposition. Because, like I said, this law was passed in Parliament, where they have 158 members of Parliament, and they have 33 members in the Senate. Are you telling me that 191 minds could not sit down and cause enough trouble or come up with ideas that could stop the passage of that law? Right. So that is my only problem. It smells of hypocrisy, and I think that's why bringing the issue of, when we come to elections, we are having electoral injustices every day, but we've had bigger crimes in the 60s, 70s, 80s. The problem we have today is that we have personalized it. Today, when you talk about, for example, let me loop in the issue of the opposition. Because
as you cut to chase.
That's where the standoff is. As of this moment, in Kenya, when people talk of electoral injustices, people are talking about, it's synonymous with Raila Odinga.
Is it so? Let me take it away from
that is the picture that has been created.
Okay.
When in real sense, and that's why I told you, there are bigger crimes down there. So I wish as a people, we stopped focusing on Raila Odinga and what Raila Odinga wants, and focusing on what the people